Hey, what's up guys, Jeremy here. In this video we will explore some options within the Curve Follow project. Let's get started. RoboDK is a very technical and flexible software, so therefore some options are sometimes a bit hidden. So we will try to explore some of those options for the Curve Follow project. We continue with our very simple example. I know it's a simple example, but I do believe that it's better for us to start with a 2D example like that. In the next video, we will start exploring what happens with 3D examples. So here we have our example. Let's say we want to create a path here for those two, but we need to not pass only once along the path, but we need to go back and forth along those paths. So let's click Select Curve. We can select the first curve here. And let's say we'll start from this here because we'll go this way here. We'll go this way here, from here to here. But I want to go back from here to here. If I reselect the curve again, the only thing that happens is like it's flipping the sense. I personally always do reverse, right-click reverse direction, but that's more an habit than anything else. So if you re-click on the curve, it will flip the sense, and if you click on another time, it will kind of deselect it. But if I want to reselect it on top of the first selection, what I can do is select it in one time, right-click, and then you have select again, either in the same direction. So that means that you'll go from 1 to 2, go up, back to 1 to 2. That's cool. Or you can go reverse direction where you go from 1 to 2 and then 2 to 1. It will be written like 1 to 2 and then 3, but you get the concept. So if I select reverse direction, so now we don't see it much. That's kind of a problem, but like you got 1 here, 2 here, and then 3 here. So that's great. Let's do the same here. So 4, right click, select again, select reverse, 4, 5, 6. So if I click done, update, and then simulate, I go like this, up to that point, go back, up to this point, and then approach retract, this one, and then that one here. Very cool. So that was an option that I think was a bit hidden. It's not very useful, I believe, for a dispensing application, but if you're doing polishing and you want to move more than once on the same path, it's very interesting. By the way, you can stack that up multiple times. There's no kind of limit. You just right-click, select again, right-click, select again. That's one thing. Then you see here, we selected more than one curve in the same curve follow project. So it's perfect to do that. You have the right to kind of select more than one curve, even if they are not linked together. And here you can see that you have an approach and a retract motion in between those two curves. If you like to avoid doing so, if you want to have just an approach at the beginning of the path and then a retract at the end of the path, and you would like to have just a straight line between those two paths, you can just here remove the approach and retract each curve, and it will give you this. I'm going to press escape so that it goes a bit faster. It will give you this result here. So we'll just have a straight line between those two paths right here. So in this case, I don't think that makes sense. So I will add it again. But if it's required, you can do that. Okay, another thing here. Let's rename this one here. Curve lines. Great. Delete that here, right click, update program, great. Let's go for utilities, curve follow project. And let's select this one here. Select curve, select this one here. Maybe I could have propagate selection like that. Perfect. Click update and then simulate. Here you can see that I'm starting the program from one of the end of a curve. So if I was to just hide this here, by the way, you can do visible toolpath, visible normal. So if I do that here and I bring my mouse on top of it, you can see that here I have one piece of path, one piece of path, one piece of path, one piece of path. So each corner is a piece, each straight line is a piece. So if I create a curve follow project that I will rename curve, let's say rectangle, it's not really rectangle, but doesn't matter. I absolutely have to start from one edge of, or one end of those curves. So that can be a bit annoying. I'm gonna bring back the robot to its own position. So what you can do if you want to, let's say, start from right in the middle here, you can right click the curve, split curve, and then here you can either split in corners, there's no corner here, split curve in half, so that would split this piece of curve in half. You can go split hand, it will ask you for a certain distance that you want to kind of split. Sets point spacing, we already talked about that real quick. I will definitely go more in details about this one here. And split here, it will split exactly where you right clicked on the curve. So in this case, I will go for split curve in half. Now I have one section here and one section here. I will go select curve and then reset selection. So now I can decide to start from the middle here and go this way and then finish here. So if I go that and then auto select all, rotates around, click done, update, simulate. So now I'm starting from the middle of the line here. So super useful if you want to have a bit more control. And in this case, I think it's a good idea to kind of, I would add an approach and a retract, let's say at least a 45-degree angle, or a curved approach or retract, and like this here. So okay, so that's perfect. Now let's say that I have all of that done, and now I want to add my gun on and gun off and all the approach and retract. So let's do that here. Pat start and then pat finish. I want to have here 10 of rounding. I want to have 100 here instead. Plus here, select, gun on, click OK, select, gun off, click OK. Okay, and then I need to create my approach and retract. So NTS here. I'm just repeating the exact same steps I did in the previous tutorials. 0 like that, add a new one, 50 millimeters, let's say. I'm copying all of this here. I'm pasting all of that there. Click update, so that's great. In this case here, I don't need to allow any rotation. I don't want, and if I have a rotation, I want to be aware of that. So I want RoboDK to tell me to stop there, so I'll be able to manage it. So I'll have a kind of a big reg X if I need. So that's cool. Perfect. So I have one program setup property. If I want to kind of propagate that settings to all the other paths, what I can do is right click, more option, copy settings. By the way, you have the same thing here. If you double click on it, you have more option, copy settings. So if I can click here, by the way, you can reset everything to default if you want. Copy settings. I will go to the next one here, more option, paste settings. And you see here, the approach and retract motions are already set up properly. If I double click on it, program event are set exactly the same way as the program events. Same here, same for the approach and retract motions. So that's a big time saver. I can even select more than one curve follow project, right click, more option, paste settings. So this way everyone has the same exact settings. Here, remember I created my main with 2 program calls. So what I will do is like here first, you see here there's a small kind of 2 arrows pointing towards each other, meaning that those weren't updated yet. Right click, update programs. So that updated all the programs. I will select those 2 here, right click, and I will, I could make main program here, or I can select here in the right order. So corner, zigzag, let's say lines, rectangle, right click, make main program. I will delete my other main program in this case, and I will run all of that like this. I have my little bits that are dropped along the path. So just like that, I created the path for all my parts, and I can, if I'm satisfied, I can right click, generate program. In this case here, so my other screen, it will generate a GBI file, one for each one for each sub-program, and then a main that will call all the files one after the other. So I could load that directly onto my robot controller and run it, obviously. So that's generally the goal here. A lot of people are doing just simulation with RoboDK, but at the end of the day, we are also an offline programming software. So if you have a real robot to program, why not generating the program directly and then uploading it on the robot controller? That's an awesome feature. So let's use it. Okay, so that's pretty much everything for this video. I was able to show you a few features that are a bit hidden. In the next one, we will attack some 3D parts. I already have some program created with 3D parts, and you will be able to see how the normals really behave in a 3D environment, because right now they were always just pointing towards the sky, so it was always getting the same orientation. But what happens if the part is curved and you need to follow a complex surface? So I hope to see you there. In any case, have a great day, guys.